Yo, Big Ja Concrete Chronicle podcast, man. As promised, I got the one and only legendary street brother from my city, Prince Badi. Uh, Badi, the people want to know something about you, man. Can you tell the people how old you was when you came out in the streets?
Man, when I came out in the streets?
When you got in the street?
Sheesh. Man, I was 14, man. 14 years young.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So what you started? You started on the block? How did it go from there?
Man, I had these older brothers, man, that was older than me, and they was getting money, and they knew I had hands. And they used to tell me, they said, listen, man, we know you like the money. You know, we know you see everybody getting money, and we know you want money, but we're not going to let you get money. We're going to give you money because you're going to be a champ one day.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Troy Armstrong, rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And the Swans, rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They both gone, man, but they both really, really looked me out, man. And I'm very, very humble for that, man. You know what I mean?
So you was talking about, they said you was going to be a champ, so what, you box?
Yeah, I fight. It started street fighting, though. They used to see me fight like older men when I was 14. You know what I'm saying? And when you 14 and a dude 20-something, maybe 30-something, and you putting him to sleep, they like, yo, that's not normal. That's not no average handwork right there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
All right, so you got a fighting history with you from young.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you was hustling, you said you was up under a few people. Tell the people how your hustling went, how the career went for you.
Oh man, when I did start hustling, I went up North Camden. I was living on Utah at the time. I went up North Camden, and I was hustling on Fifth Street. You know what I mean? I was real close to the family, to the Honey family. You know what I mean? David's family, Salam, Wade, his brother Radi. You know what I'm
Rest
saying?
in peace,
Turtle,
good men.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then I had the Poppies. They took me in too. Hard-headed Freckles. You know what I'm saying? They took me in. You know what I'm saying? I went on because one day I just happened to go over on the York Street side of Fifth Street. You know what I mean? Fifth and York. You know what I mean? And the dude walked up to me and slapped me on my butt from behind. I turned around, like, yo, what the fuck is this nigga's problem? You know what I'm saying? He like, what you doing over here? I said, what? I said, nigga, bop, bop. Started swinging on this nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I lumped him up. You know what I mean? His boys wanted to go jump in it. And Hardhead was like, man, y'all not jumping him. Y'all not jumping him. That was before I was doing anything with Hardhead.
Okay.
After he seen me handle my man, he's like, yo, man. He said, yo, you handle yourself, man. He said, yo, you know, he was called me Yak. You know what I mean?
I know that.
You know what I mean? He was like, Yak. He said, man, you get in a business, man. He's like, why? What happened, though? I said, yo, he came up to me and slapped me on my butt, asked me what I'm doing over here, like I'm not allowed to come over here. He's like, yo, this a free country, man. You can go anywhere you want to go.
Right.
You know what I mean? You wasn't doing nothing. I said, nah, I just came over here.
Right.
You know what I mean? So after that, he was like, listen, man, you need anything, man, just you know what I mean, let me know. You know what I mean? I got you. You know what I'm saying?
And it started from there, huh?
And I started from there on that side too.
Right.
You know what I mean? So then, you know what I mean, I was already with family with Salam and them. You know what I mean? With Salam and his brother Radi.
So it's safe to say after that it took off for you. You elevated in the game.
Elevated, man. I was taking business that I had there, and I was going out east. You know what I mean? I was originally from Utah. You know what I mean? And I was taking business from there, and I was going out east. And at that time, I was already up under the wing of Swanson Troy, who said they wasn't letting me hustle because I was going to be champion.
Right, and that was in your earlier days.
Yeah.
Let's move a little bit forward and tell the people how you became into one of the legends of the city that we from.
Man, I used to run up under this dude. He was older than me, man. His name was Daniel Togley. This nigga, he was a thinker, but he was a dark thinker. You know what I mean? Way back in that day, Daniel was going to go see spiritual advisors. A lot of people don't know that. He used to wear all these beads on his neck. I ain't know nothing about what that was about or what it was. You know what I'm saying? He never told me either. But he was passionately in love with this young girl named Cindy Siaka, whose pop was a drug lord, Rico Siaka. And he had sons, Alec and Papone, Richardson, y'all, you know what I'm saying? And when I was hanging with Daniel, you know what I'm saying, he would come get me, you know what I mean, to go fight grown men. Everybody was older than me, you know what I mean? And I would put the mittens on them, put them to sleep, you know what I mean? And he invoked fear in people by telling them his famous words was wait right here. If he told you to wait right here, he was going to get me. And when he didn't get me, he would get my brother-in-law. And we would come back with hammers.
So you hanging with the brother that you mentioned, is he one of the ones that would you on your elevation, he was one of the ones a part of that?
Oh yeah, Jelani. Derek Keys, yeah. He was one of, because he used to, me and him used to train dogs together.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That was our passion. Me, Derek Keys, Jim Damon, you know what I'm saying? It was really like us three, mainly the ones who was really like real passionate about dogs. You know what I mean? Dogs and bikes.
I know that. Yeah, the people don't know you was a rider.
Yeah, real rider. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These young boys you see right now, they get it probably watching us. You know what I mean? They had to come up watching us because we was a rider, hard riders. You know what I mean? Get on that yellow line on a busy street. Come down that yellow line with traffic going both ways.
Yeah.
On one wheel.
No doubt. So the people heard about you on the net, on Instagram, on one of the sites, I want to say Global Members Underworld. So they talk about you and they talk about some of the people you was involved with on your elevation in the game. And knowing you personally, coming up with you, I know the story. So I had to get on there and kind of like correct the story for him. So it's alleged that you dealt with the female Gazelle de Blanco. Is that true?
Yeah, I know her. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We hung out. You know what I'm saying? We hung out. She made sure that my pockets, you know what I mean, never was Lenny. You know what I mean? Never was Lenny. When your pockets is never Lenny, you got some green papers, some greenbacks in them.
That's
you know
right.
What I'm saying?
But